Today I felt like talking about some sports movies. It's an odd category of films for me, as I really like a lot of them, but none even crack my top 20 films of all time. So I figured I'd go through different sports and talk about which films I like, and which is my favorite for each. Hockey. Starting with my favorite sport, hockey, it doesn't have a lot of films, but the ones I'm aware of are pretty good. Some of the ones that immediately come to mind are the Goon movies, Slapshot, and of course the Mighty Ducks. Also for a kids movie, MVP Most Valuable Primate isn't too bad either. All are great and a lot of fun, but my favorite goes to The Miracle on Ice. This is the story of the 1980s US Olympic ice hockey team that came in as a surprise and won the gold medal. The movie does a great job of showcasing the hard work ethic that brought the team through the tournament. Soccer. Moving to my other main sport, I haven't seen too many soccer movies, and the only ones I can think of that I have seen are Bend It Like Beckham and Kicking and Screaming. Both are okay, though I can't say I remember them too well. One movie that I do remember, though it's only marginally soccer related, is She's the Man. This Amanda Bynes film is mostly a teen rom-com, but considering that, it's better than expected. The cast has some nice surprises too, with Channing Tatum in an early role as the male love interest, and Vinnie Jones playing the team's coach. Golf. When it comes to golf, most of what comes to mind are comedies, such as the Caddyshack films. I also think of the documentary The Short Game, which is a fascinating watch, but my choice for favorite golf film goes to the comedy Happy Gilmore. As far as Adam Sandler's pure comedies go, it's likely my favorite, and bringing in his other films, it's still at least top 3. It also slightly doubles for hockey content. The film shows Sandler at his comedic peak, but it also manages to have a little bit of heart too. Martial arts. This is where things get a little more interesting. There's a lot of fighting films. Some that come to mind are Karate Kid, The Fighter, Creed, Raging Bull, the list goes on. My choice for this category, however, must be Rocky. It's the quintessential sports movie, and its structure has been copied by most sports movies since it. There's a reason it won 3 Oscars including Best Picture and another 7 nominations. Sylvester Stallone shot into superstardom with this performance alone. And it was so successful it led to a lot of sequels, some of which also deserve mention here. Football. Football movies seem to create a lot of emotional storylines and inspiration. Some quick ones to mention are the fun ones like The Longest Yard, both versions, Leatherheads, and Waterboy. I'd also like to mention some off-the-field stories like Jerry Maguire and the criminally underrated Draft Day. When it comes to my choice for favorite football movie, however, it came down to 2 of the most emotional movies of the bunch. Firstly, Radio, the story of a man with a disability who becomes the equipment manager for a team. And secondly, my choice goes to Rudy. Sean Astin plays a diminutive footballer whose dream is to one day play for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. His size keeps him from getting into games, but that doesn't stop him, and the coaches recognize his heart and keep him around in hopes that his hard work rubs off on the other players. This film has made it so that any time I see Sean Astin in another film, I cheer Rudy for him. Baseball. This is yet another category that has a lot of great films. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention greats like Field of Dreams, Major League, or The Bad News Bears. I also think it's historically important to mention 42, the first Chadwick Boseman film I ever seen. However, none of these great films stood a chance against my favorite sports film of all time with Moneyball. Brad Pitt gives his usual great performance, but we also get the breakout performance of Jonah Hill as a serious actor, and the often unappreciated performance of Chris Pratt. The film also introduced a lot of people to the ideas of analytics in sports. It definitely got me to more closely observe analytics in other sports such as hockey. Others. This is where I talk about some oddball films that don't fit in those other categories. For example, racing movies like Talladega Nights or Cars are great. Dodgeball is also a hilarious film that doesn't really fit in anywhere else. I also haven't seen many basketball movies, at least not many I like, so here's where I'll bring up Space Jam, which coincidentally has a bit of baseball and golf in it too. Though White Man Can't Jump is also good. But my choice for best of the rest goes to a bit of a strange one, A Knight's Tale. It's got all the makings of a sports movie applied to jousting. This also sets it in a medieval setting, which the director has a lot of fun playing with. It has a training montage, the protagonist faces adversity from his rival, a rallying montage, then overcomes a final challenge to defeat his rival. It's formulaic, but it works by having such a different setting, and a fun cast including Heath Ledger, Mark Addy, Alan Tudyk, Paul Bettany, and Rufus Sewell. So those are my favorite sports movies. I hope you got some suggestions for new movies to go see. Thanks for watching.